Hello, my name is Landon Apsher, and in today's persuasive speech, I will be discussing why I believe it is very important to teach religion in public schools, and why I also believe that it should be taught in schools today. Religion is very important, and it's what our nation was founded upon. According to ushistory.org, and a chapter about beginnings of revolutionary thinking during the Great Awakening in the 1700s, was a national series of events with a message of greater equality. It's even on every single one of our dollar bills. The phrase "in God we trust" has been around since our nation has been founded. Religion is important and it should be taught in schools. Here are reasons why I believe this. First, God put us all on this earth for one reason and one reason only, and that was to worship His name and share His word. Second, if our country was founded upon this belief, then why should this topic not be allowed in schools? There's separation between church and state, and yet our country was founded on the faith of our founding fathers. Third, if we have religious freedoms, then students in schools should be taught about different religions. God put us on earth to worship Him and to share the story of His love with others. Religion teaches us to have morals, and it helps build relationships with people. Take the story of Steve Saint and a group of others who traveled to the land of Wyodani, and which is a Native American Indian tribe, and Steve and all of his friends that went, they were all missionaries. So they were trying to share the news of God. That same tribe that was later brought to God ended up killing Steve and left his wife and kids sad. And his wife ended up later bringing the whole tribe to God and helped completely change their morals and beliefs. Sharing the word of God isn't always easy or safe. However, it's always worth it to save a fellow brother or sister, or to bring them to God's house, which is heaven. Our country was founded on a trust and belief in God, so why is this topic not allowed in schools? There is separation of church and state, and yet our country was founded on faith of our founding fathers. We study history, and these things are touched on, and yet teachers are not allowed to go into details or in depth about the faith. Schools adopt textbooks, teachers are given standards, and required to have lesson plans to teach on these standards. In an article published by NEA Today, a National Association for Members of Teachers Unions, several key leaders shared their opinions about the interpretation. Interestingly, those quoted in the article believed religion has a place in history, and that as long as teachers are educating students objectively and not trying to say religious beliefs students should adopt, there shouldn't be an issue with that. Some may be concerned about the different personal beliefs teachers have and whether they should teach the right content. And Good One's NEA Today article, they give examples of school districts who included standards about this so teachers had guidance to follow. They also stated that if students were to ask the teacher a question about their own personal beliefs, the teacher would be allowed to answer that question openly, but without telling the students that they should agree or disagree. This would be handled by ensuring they follow the standards that were given to them. Learning from teachers with different perspectives and backgrounds would bring more culture to the classroom, yet ensure religion is still taught. Just like any other subjects we are taught and tested on the knowledge we learn, we should also be taught to think critically. If we have religious freedoms, then students in schools should be taught about different religions. These different religions can be taught, and students can even opt to do projects, papers, presentations, anything to share their own beliefs and the beliefs of their families. This would then show respect for different beliefs and cultures and allow all to feel welcomed and valued. Yet the foundation of our country would be shared as a part of history and as a religion. There are many benefits to learning about different religions and giving students the chance to learn from each other and share their personal convictions. The American Civil Liberties Union works to protect public schools students' religious freedom, and according to their website, they do this by not allowing school-sponsored prayer or preaching in schools, but also encouraging students to freely express and exercise their faith. The ACLU claims that schools aren't following these rules, but according to the publication titled "Why Religion in Public Schools is a Church-State Separation Issue" by the Americans United for the Separation of Church and State, they say creationism and inaccurate versions of American history are not allowed to be taught in schools. Calling them inaccurate and not scientific is wrong in my opinion. If teachers can objectively teach religion, then these beliefs should be taught just like evolution is taught. I believe the words in the Bible, which I am holding right here, to be true. In conclusion, I personally believe students should be educated on religion in public schools, not only because we have the freedom of religion, but because students should be taught about religion. In my opinion, God put us all on this planet to worship Him and share His name. Our country was founded on a trust and belief in God, and we have religious freedoms that should be taught in schools. I challenge the audience to consider the benefits of including religion as a part. I challenge the audience to consider the benefits of including religion as a part of public education and how this might make a positive impact on not only society, but in future terms. Thank you for listening. Have a great evening.